Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video we are going luxury. We are doing soft glam here, or my version of soft glam, with the Imperial Topaz palette by Wayne Goss. I have been waiting on this palette for so long. I ordered this palette on launch day but was having issues with shipping to my home. If you want to see more information about that, I'll leave that video linked right here. But today, we are jumping straight into this Imperial Topaz palette. The very first eyeshadow palette launched by Wayne Goss. And as you can see, this is a warm neutral palette. This palette contains 1 metallic, 2 mattes, and 3 satins. And I used all 6 colors here on the eyes. And as someone who truly loves colorful looks, I can't even hide it already. I am feeling this neutral look. So enough with the chit chat. Let's go ahead and snatch the makeup off and I'll show you how to achieve this look. We are headed to work today, so I want to try to keep things simple. Didn't oversleep, but I also have some other things I want to get done early. As said in the title, we're going to be using the new Wayne Goss Imperial Topaz palette. These shades do not have names, they just have numbers. They start off here with shade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just because I want to keep things rather simple today, but I do want to try to use all the colors, we're going to start off with shade 5 here in our crease. Just going to go in, blend that up and out. I don't want this to be a very dark look, because once again I am headed to work, and I did a very bold, colorful look yesterday. And the blend on this is absolutely stunning. I want to put a little more near the very center, but I want to go ahead and diffuse and blend that out first just to make sure it's not needed. And look how fast that was. Because I have hooded eyes, I just want to put a tiny bit more right here. Diffuse and blend that up. And we're just going to hit up the other side really quickly. Knock that off. Next, I'm going to use shade 4 as a transition. And with these being satin, we're expecting a slight sheen to them and not to be completely flat matte. I'm going to just diffuse this very slowly just to see how much pigmentation we're going to get from this as a transition shade. That blended out so fast, it's ridiculous. Now I want to go in and cut my crease. Not really worried about getting this precise or getting a place extremely high. I just want a soft, natural look for today. Whoops. There goes that not going high look. Maybe. Guess we can match it on the other side. Since we went high on the other side, we got to do it on this side too. Gonna go back in with the first shade, number 5, to fill up our outer V. For the lid, I want to go in right here with shade 2 and also shade 6. And for shade number 6, I'm going to go ahead and use a silicone applicator just because I'm not the biggest fan of using my fingers. And I'm going to just take this and top this off from the center on back. I'm going to leave a little bit right there in the front. Now I'm going to go in with shade 3 here to deepen up our outer V and lower crease. Gonna start off right here, deepening up the outer V first. You want to go in very slowly and tapping off excess product because I want this to come off more as a dark brown and not necessarily a black. And look at this, honey. This is so soft and so subtle and so pretty. I'm gonna cut away, finish my face, and I'll be back to show you how we'll finish off the eyes. I tried to keep this soft and neutral, honey, but as you can see, I just like my dark colors, honey. I'm sorry. I'm wearing a darker lip than normal. Normally, I would go in with my MAC lip liner in the shade Cork, but today I went in with Chestnut just to give me a darker hue. I'm wearing my Chrysanthemum Lip Gloss by Wayne Goss. But we want to finish off the eyes. And now we're just gonna take that matte brown shade, number 5, and smoke out our lower lash line. I wanna try to keep this as soft as possible. Use that to connect on the outside here, just to soften up the edges. Our last step for the eyes is using the only shade we have in so far, shade number 1 here for our brow bone and our inner corner highlight. And use just the remaining product to hit the brows. We don't want to dip back in at all. Fix Plus. All Nighter to last all day. Cheap Fan. Expensive Breeze. Good Times. Gonna go ahead and give this a few more seconds and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. And this is the final look. Wanted to go ahead, give you all a full face view. And how much more can you ask for from a neutral glam, honey? This is so soft and so pretty, in my opinion. For me, I like dark colors, I like jeweled, I like neutrals, I like really bold and dark colors. Jewel tones, matte blacks, dark browns, dark grays, things like that. So for me to even absolutely want to try this palette again says volumes, because I recorded this video last week. The footage ended up being terrible because the lighting had everything so dark. And there was no way I was gonna put in the time, energy, and effort to try to edit that video. It just wasn't worth it. So this is not a first impressions. I've used this palette multiple times. The first thing I can say is the absolute biggest pro about it is the fact that there is no fallout. When I tell you, every single time I've used this palette, I did not have to use a makeup wipe underneath my eyes. I'm confident I can use this palette after my makeup routine and things are still gonna look fabulous. There's no doubt in my mind things are still gonna look wonderful. Another thing, being neutral, this is an all occasions palette. You don't have to worry about, is this appropriate? Can you wear this on a date? Yes. Can you wear this to a wedding? Yes. Can you wear this to the office? Yes. I'm going to work now. I think I look stunning. Now, the cons. This palette here is full of mattes and satins with one metallic shade here. If you are the type of person who wants a high fold metallic look on your lids, this may not be for you. The thing is, this shade here can be layered on top of any of the other 5 and it can turn it into a metallic shade. I went in lightly today with my silicone applicator just because I wanted a soft wash of color here. For me, satins are beautiful in the crease as well as a transition shade, but on the lids, I either want something completely matte or I want something high fold. But because I wanted to stick to just this palette, I decided to go ahead and do it this way. I've tested it out before. If you go in with your finger, it'll give you a much more high fold shine. But I just wanted to show you all here that being subtle can be beautiful. Everything does not have to be over the top, even though I tend to like a dark green look. But this palette here is absolutely beautiful. The only thing I would personally change, and this is just for me, is the opening here. This has a snap closure here. So when you have it there, you know for sure it's closed. You don't have to worry about other things getting into it. But I'm someone who generally prefers either a magnetic closure where it'll just close here, or a button you can press and it'll spring open. And this is just me nitpicking because I'm someone who has carpal tunnel, so I like things to be able to be open as quickly and easily as possible. I just don't want it to be one of those days when I'm having an episode, my fingers are sore, and I can't get this open. The only other fact I can see someone complaining about is the fact that it's a $55 palette, but this is called the Luxury Eye Palette. So luxury items come with luxury prices as well as luxury performance. So I don't see the $55 being an issue for me. I would say if you're gonna buy this palette, this should be for someone who truly loves luxury items. I also see this working wonderful for people who like simple neutral looks. If you're someone who doesn't do bold colors, you're not someone who likes high fold shines, this palette will be beautiful for you. As well as if you're someone who truly hates fallout. I've become accustomed to fallout, so that's no issue for me. But if you are someone who truly will avoid and will not use or buy a palette that has it, this is the one for you. I hope you all truly enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel so that you never miss any of my future videos. Also, leave me a comment down below if you either A, have this palette, or B, plan on getting this palette. And with nothing else, remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, bye YouTube.